And aside from Nigel, when it comes to British culture, few things are more iconic than the classic red phone box. Look at that, a thing of beauty. But in today's digital world, they are gradually disappearing.
Yeah, for some people, they are still a vital lifeline. And broadcaster Rick Adams has been to meet a 90-year-old who fought to keep his community connected.
Ah, the humble phone box. An iconic structure and landmark in Britain's towns and villages for more than a century, quietly connecting the nation.
But hold the line, caller. Around 90% of the UK's phone boxes have been decommissioned since their peak in the 1990s, with about 8,000 shutting in the last 2 years alone.
That's because most of us now carry one of these, making one of these feel somewhat obsolete. But in some communities, the phone box can still be a lifeline. Such as Sharrington in Norfolk, which has a poor mobile phone service. So residents feel this box is essential for emergencies. So back in October 2024, 90-year-old resident Derek Harris was horrified to learn it was earmarked for closure. Derek, tell us about the role that this telephone box has played in this village.
Absolutely vital, because in the 50s it was an isolated community and it gave them, for the very first time, connection with the outside world.
And how did you feel about the fact when you learned that the phone box was going to be taken away?
I was not going to have it. It's got a dual function. It is a means of connection to other people, and secondly, it looks beautiful.
Back in 2002, we spent 800 million minutes on calls from phone boxes. By 2020, that dropped to just 4 million. But here's the important bit. Of those calls, 150,000 were emergencies, 25,000 were to Childline, and 20,000 to the Samaritans. But all wasn't lost for the Sharrington phone box. One of Ofcom's criteria for a phone box to stay in service is that at least 52 calls a year have to be made from it. So Derek enlisted his neighbours.
With the help of our MP, got 50 people to turn out, all of whom made about 3 calls each. So we had our mass phone in.
And when you saw those people in the line, how did that feel?
Elated. I was elated. It's good to talk. It's good to have a bright and enthusiastic community, which Sharrington is.
And thanks to Derek's campaign, Sharrington's box reportedly hit 146 calls, resulting in him receiving a letter in March 2025 confirming the phone box would stay. How did that feel when you read those words?
More enthused, and I thought success breeds success, so why not have it refurbished?
Derek, you are going through something really quite challenging at the moment for your health.
Yes, it is terminal, inoperable cancer, so it motivated me. If I couldn't save my own life, I would jolly well make sure the kiosk life was saved. So it will go on as a legacy, if you like.
I'm also meeting some of the other Sharrington residents who joined Derek's campaign. Tell us what this phone booth means to you, this kiosk that you're preserving.
The phone reception is just really bad, but it's there. And it's an essential part of what we have, so that at least we can rely on it.
Tell us about the day when everybody came out to use the phone booth.
Well, it was just nice to see this great big line of people down the road, because we don't see that very often. And it's just nice to see the support that we had then.
It was just amazing. There were so many people there, and a lot weren't villagers. A lot had heard about the campaign and came to support us because their phone box had been removed. So they felt it was extremely important to support us so that they knew in the area there was a working phone box.
What has been funny since was I was there one day and it looked like we had some Japanese tourists taking photographs of the phone box, which, you know, so it's obviously it's a major tourist attraction now, like the Eiffel Tower or stuff like that, you know.
The majority of public service phone boxes in the UK are operated by BT, apart from in Hull, where they're handled by KCOM. It's Ofcom's job to regulate these companies and stop essential phone boxes from being shut down. Katie Hansen is its Senior Consumer Policy Manager, who explained to me more about the criteria that need to be met before a phone kiosk can be removed.
It needs signal from all 4 UK networks before BT can remove the last call box in an area. And also, if a call box has made 52 or more calls in the last year, that will prevent it from being removed. If it doesn't meet any of those criteria, BT can propose it for removal, but they do have to tell the relevant local authority, and they have to put up a notice at the box so that local residents know it's proposed for closure, and then they can make a case for keeping it if they think there are special circumstances. There are currently about 13,000 public call boxes in operation in the UK. And last year, BT proposed about 1,600 for removal. And then of that 1,600, 28 were kept after local residents successfully made a case for keeping them.
Are there any other ways to approach the problem?
If people feel it's vital to have a working phone, they can make the case for why that particular call box should be kept open. If they care about the heritage kiosk, which is quite a common thing people say, BT does have a scheme where local organisations, maybe a parish council or a local charity, can adopt the kiosk. And what happens then is BT removes the phone, but leaves the kiosk.
Since BT introduced the Adopt a Kiosk programme in 2008, around 7,400 phone boxes have been taken on by communities across the UK for just £1 each, housing everything from libraries to flower displays.
Times change, technology moves on, and you can't save everything from the past, no matter how tempting. But for some, phone boxes are more than just nostalgia, they're a lifeline. So it's great to see communities like this answering the call to save the ones that matter most. I better get that. Hello?